Hey guys, this is Mr. B. I teach History 111. Of course, you know me right here. This is Mr. Jack Bernhardt. He is an anthropology teacher. Like I said before many times, there's a lot of stuff in history I just don't know. And I will tell you that. Some of the Native American history, because we have very little written documents or anything to that effect, is a matter of guessing on what some of these things are. Mr. Bernhardt has much more knowledge of this, and what we're going to take a look at is the Moche, and he's going to try to tell us the significance of some of these ceramic objects which have been excavated or archaeologists have dug up. Okay? Now we're going to...
Artifacts that we find, particularly with Bernhardt, because this was a stratified society and you had a lot of very powerful people who were closely related to the family of the king, they received special treatment when they were buried. And
Mr. Bernhardt, the Moche evidently created a great deal of ceramic. I'm going to call them a type of, it's not really a bowl, but container, an odd looking handle here. I was under the impression that these things had to be solid. You were indicating it's probably different. What is it about these?
Well, there are two different sort of classes of ceramics. One is utilitarian, and that's for everyday use. I've seen vessels like this with the shape without the ornamentation on them that could have been used in domestic households. The other class, though, are funerary goods, and they're meant to be put into a grave, again with high-ranking individuals. There's a bigger picture here than just this particular monkey figure.
See, I read this, but I didn't quite understand what I was reading.
Yeah.
The earring. And my students are going to ask, why put an earring? What, I mean, to make them more human-like, or?
Possibly, but to adorn these guys. But yeah, you're right, because remember that sometimes they felt that some of these animals had human qualities. And particularly, if you hear, this is maybe a howler monkey, and when you hear them scream, it has sort of a very high, frenetic, human-like quality. And so, you know, they could see these as ancestral spirits of some kind. They were, and then they would adorn them like that. So now this is called a stirrup spout. That's what the technical term for that sort of thing. But again, that would have been hollow, and that the body of this could have been filled with some ceremonial potion or liquid such as chicha beer.
Okay.
And this guy just came from Wendy's.
We said Big Mac. I wasn't sure.
Really?
Okay. I mean, do you know what? This one's pretty self-explanatory. This is warfare, which I've always talked about. Human beings, very simply put, I say, are violent. Yeah. This one up here, if you can kind of give us any insight into that, and then we'll wrap it up.
That looks like it was a way that a prisoner was you know, Native Americans used to, it was not unusual for them to stake a prisoner down to the ground, splayed out on all fours, and then pour some sweet substance like honey or something over it, and then ants and other insects would come up and eat that, and it would eat the guy to death. And here you've got a bird pecking out his eye, his eyeball, and it's starting with the eyeball, but it's probably not going to end there. So that's pretty sad. And that's probably some kind of a prisoner or somebody who did a really bad thing and is being given the death penalty.
Okay, so Moche, don't break the law and don't fight him right there. Thank you, Mr. Bernhardt.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Hopefully